Welcome to Dolly Pardon, the sassiest, classiest, and most unfiltered adult collectors podcast.
We are serving up weekly episodes packed with laughs, hot takes, and all of the tea from the world of adult doll collecting. Whether you're into high fashion minis, vintage treasures, or just here for the love of dolls, we've got you covered.
So grab a drink, strike a pose, and let's talk dolls, because collecting isn't just a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, listeners? It's the Dolly Pardon podcast here, and we are so excited about today's episode. We are going to be taking a look at the new Barbie Basics dolls. This is a return of the Barbie Basics collection that was a fan favorite amongst Barbie collectors back in the day, and they are revamping this collection with new bodies, so we're taking a look. Something that I thought was really interesting is Mattel seems to be trying to win back its collectors after losing a lot of them over the years due to a lack of quality, obviously due to COVID and COVID's impact on manufacturing. Mattel took a huge hit on quality, lost a ton of their following, and is now trying to reel people back in with these great collections. We're going to take a look into that and discuss a little bit further. Let's get into it.
I'm a model muse, and you are this new launch. Both basic and made to move, so go, bitch!
I love it!
I love it. If anyone has anything to say bad about this Barbie, that Monster High.
That's so good! I order shoes how I speak to men. Heel, boy.
Don't forget that you can talk to us by writing a message on Instagram at Dolly Pardon the Podcast, or send us an email at dollypardonthepodcast@gmail.com. One of our listeners has asked us a question, and we all thought was very interesting. And the question is, what do you all find as the most challenging aspect of collecting dolls? And he said, do you think the most challenging aspect is curating and caring for a doll collection? Is space? Is it dressing them? Is it taking photos? Or actually choosing who to buy? So before we jump into this, tell us what you think, and you can message us on Instagram or send us an email. And now let's try and answer this question. What do you girls think?
At this point in my collecting, I would say it's space for sure. I would say that any new dolls that I bring into my collection, I have to start looking at where I'm going to put them and who I'm going to put away. So if I'm adding a new doll to the shelf, I'm taking another doll off of that shelf at that point. So at this point in my collection, it is space, and it's probably having to start to sell other dolls in order to bring new dolls in.
For you, Estefan, you are out-of-the-box collector, aren't you?
Correct.
So you do you get rid of the boxes?
My Integrity Toys boxes I keep. So if I do sell my Integrity Toys dolls, I will resell them in their original box and shipper. I try to keep the stands and certificates of authenticity and everything too. I try to keep as many of the boxes as I can. Not with my Barbie though.
Yeah. Raj, you started recently. What would you say is most challenging about collecting for you?
I'm inclined to agree with space, but there's two other factors that really play a part in this, and that's the cost, obviously, but, I'm not going to go into cost. It's choice. There's so much choice as a new collector of which dolls you want to collect. I collect Barbie, Integrity Toys, I collect OMG dolls. I'm looking around at my collection too. Rainbow High, I have so many Rainbow High dolls. And there's just so much choice. And it's really hard to try and curate what you want to collect. Outside of dolls, there's other things I collect. As you guys know, that I have a huge interest in Japanese pop culture. So I'm collecting those dolls and Disney dolls. And, it's choosing what's right for you and your collection. Because I think that when it comes to collecting, it's very easy to just buy without trying to curate what is going to be good for your collection, what's going to be valuable on your shelf, or what's something that's going to end up in storage. So I think that's
Mhm.
one of my biggest challenges.
I
Right.
think as a Londoner, like people, we live in London and just around London, and space is a big luxury. Houses tend to be a lot smaller in England than they are, for example, in other countries in Europe. And having space to store everything or even to
Yeah.
display stuff is a pure luxury. I personally collect out of the box, but I also collect quite a lot of stuff in the box. And
Mm.
I would lie to you if I said that I am not struggling with space.
Mhm.
And the more I move forward with collecting, I think more space really becomes an issue. But also, one more thing that I find challenging for me, I do like a lot of like custom and one of a kind pieces in terms of my
Yeah.
of clothes, shoes, accessories, dioramas. Special mention to the arched closet. And I think it's it's challenging budgeting and not falling into the very dangerous slide of putting yourself through a very strong financial strain.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to bring up one more thing too, and that is the sustainability of it all. Like that is something that's always in the back of my head too when I'm
Mm,
purchasing dolls,
Yeah.
especially because I also do unboxings on YouTube, and I try to always be conscious that I'm not just buying dolls for the sake of producing content. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I always want to buy dolls that I actually want in my collection and not just because I want to make a review of me unboxing it.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've really had to keep in the back of my head too. I was laughing the other day because I'm always on my husband about our plastic intake and like
Yeah.
our usage of like plastic water bottles, plastic bags, etc. Is not so concerned with the environment as I am. And he was like, let's go in the office. Let's go take a look at all those plastic dolls that you have in there. Leave me and my plastic water bottles alone. And so it's that's always at the back of my head is the sustainability factor.
Yeah.
You could argue that you're not disposing of your dolls just yet. Having an item that is not going to be disposed of,
Right.
I think it makes a big difference. Like I'm very careful in terms of how much plastic I use. Dolls, yeah, they are plastic, indeed. Let's not forget that they come from China, then they're shipped to another country, and then they're coming to you. So there's a lot of impact in terms of that, of the traveling that these dolls do, emissions
Right.
they are created to make these dolls. So these are all things maybe that we need to be more aware of, but it's a very big topic, and probably we need 6 episodes for this.
Thank you, Mother Teresa A and B.
You're welcome.
No, they're very good points. That like I think you kind of forget that there's a carbon footprint involved in buying anything. Anything. Yeah. A very good point to bring up.
All right, listeners. So let us know what you think. What is the struggles that you have with your doll collecting? Is it budget? Is it space? Is it curating your collection? We would love to hear from you guys too. All right, y'all. First, we got to tackle Dolly Parton fake news. And this is where we talk about real news just for fake bitches. So, Mattel Creations revealed event. They had this station where they had
Child.
Barbie You Create dolls with swappable bodies, heads, wigs, and fashions, which sounds like a cool idea until I actually saw like what they look like. I don't know. There seems to be a lot of fans. What do you two think?
Wigs snatched, but not in a good way. So, how do I feel about these ladies? They are cute. I think the idea of making head swapping easier is a great idea. They finally listened. I wish they brought back the pivotal bodies rather than giving us Made to Move again if they wanted to do something a bit more high end. But that's fine. It's okay. I like the kits. I probably will not be buying the kit because I don't like bodies that are not standard.
Look
The
really
wigs,
pretty. The faces
the
are
faces are
pretty.
great.
Yeah,
The faces are
pretty.
great.
The wigs are just really unfortunate looking, but I feel like wigs on fashion dolls
Yeah.
are always really hard. Like they don't always look great, and these just
No,
look like it looks
like a wig,
boxy. Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Timo wig. Talking about
Yeah.
bald bitches with wigs, Raj, what do you feel?
Ah! No, okay, hold on. The wig be wigging. 100% agree with you. Like
Wiggy
they look
Azalea.
like yeah. they they look like wigs, which is unfortunate. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that, but like, oh, painful.
Child.
It is
Girl.
painful. However, I love that they have a bald Barbie. I think it's so
Mm-hmm.
rare to see, and they look so stunning
Mm-hmm.
without the wigs. And
Yeah.
I think it's really great for representation, especially one of the dolls has freckles that go all the way up to the forehead. I think
I
in
like
that
that.
respect, yeah,
I
that's
like
Yeah.
her.
really
I
nice.
like the bold sculpts are beautiful. I like the bold sculpt. I don't like the wigs. The wigs are very wiggy. Very
Yeah, the
Specifically,
wigs.
yeah. I would have liked one bald doll, and I would have liked the other swappable heads to have hair and just forego the wigs.
I do like
The
their
fashions are
fashions.
cute.
Yeah,
The idea
it's a
of
nice take
using
on the
fabric,
basics.
the idea of using fabrics that can be that is stretchable and they can be used from one body to the other, even if it's a different body. It's a great
Mm-hmm.
idea. Very sustainable of them. I like the shoes. The shoes look like they are decent, actually. Jewelry is still not giving. Plastic jewelry are so, honestly, so 1992. I'm over it.
Agreed. Welcome to the Dolly Podden review, where we're looking at the Barbie signature basics. The literal black dresses, different skin tones, the different hair colors. How are we thinking? How are we feeling?
I was a fan of the old Barbie Basics collection. They used to be on the Model Muse body, which I really love. I'm not a huge fan of the made-to-move bodies just because I don't really care for those bulky, articulated joints. Like, I love the articulation, but I just don't like how bulky it
Yeah.
is. But what I will say about them is the made-to-move bodies are so diverse. So, like, the
Yeah.
modeling industry has changed so much from when this original Barbie Basics collection first launched. It was kind of like representative of the beauty standards of that time, where it's
Yeah.
changed completely in today's society. So I like that it is an update, and it reflects the beauty standards today really nicely.
I actually really like them. I mean, I don't like all of them, but I do really like them. I'm not somebody that collects non-standard bodies, and that is just a preference of mine. But I do appreciate that they're doing things like differently and they're trying to cater for everybody. I've seen quite a few people receiving theirs already. You know, in person, they look lovely. However, there's quite a lot of quality problems on them. Missing eyebrows.
Missing eyebrows.
There's been quite a lot of problems, terrible rooting for the hair.
Well, they are trying this new material. If I'm like looking at this image here, you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, there we go. I'm looking at this image here, and these dolls do have that new head style where they kind of like swap off really easily, so you can put them on a new body type.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's causing some of the rooting issues because they're using this like new type of plastic, and that's causing some of the hair to fall out. I don't know.
How do you guys feel about the fact that you can change the heads fairly easily? Are you head swappers?
First of all, Raj, how's your head?
Yeah. 100% complaints all the time.
Too teethy.
Yeah.
I like the idea of swapping the heads. I'm not sure how practical in the long run this is going to be, because it's like inserting dildo inside like some... I talked about dildo in every single podcast. Yeah, I don't know.
This is a safe space. If you want to talk about dildos, we know how much you enjoy them.
I actually don't, but yeah,
Well, that's a lie.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm cool with it as long as I can put the head on a non-made-to-move body. Like, if they're going to make this so I can put this head on another Barbie body that's not made to move, then I'm going to like this feature.
I mean, it looks like a
Okay.
very small design change on the head, which has now enabled this.
Yeah, but then the head is a lot more mobile, if that makes any sense. It's not as sturdy as it is with the pegs that we have now. I mean, it's a lot easier But realistically, how many times are you going to be swapping the heads around?
It's going to be made from a more flexible, soft plastic, which is going to make rerouting these dolls a lot more complicated because they're going to get a split scalp. For anyone who rereads their dolls, they know what a split scalp is. It's going to
Yeah,
be
Yeah.
much easier to split the scalp on these dolls.
absolutely. They look a lot softer. And, you know, as somebody who's done rerouting, I can tell you this is literally screaming, you know, splitting like very easily.
It does seem that you can change the earrings out very easily, which is always great for Barbie because a lot of the Barbies that I've come across, they have their earrings stuck in. So it's nice that you can change them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, other than that, I feel like they're Barbie Basics. So of course the fashion is basic. You know what I mean? We're not expecting collector top-notch design.
I don't
But-
mind the fabric. The fashion is all right. I
Yeah.
think even the shoes are nice.
I was going to say the shoes, yeah.
The shoes are nice, and I think, you know, they actually have stepped the game up a bit, and the dolls that they've chosen are actually very pretty. So shall we see the first one?
Do you have a favorite out of them so far on initial poll?
I think the doll number 1 is my favorite out of all of these. The Kit face sculpt is my favorite.
I think Kit and Claudette for me are definitely my 2 favorites, but let's see them so we can discuss. So doll number 1, yes, I saw her from my friend Darren on Instagram, and he's bought a few of them and he's had quite a lot of problems with them. You know, screenings like patchy, missing eyebrows, lips that were not defined properly, and the hair. This doll hair in the box is terrible. Like, it doesn't, it looks nothing like it looks in the pictures. But she is beautiful. I think the screening is very pretty, and this is a lovely sculpt. I like her, I really do.
Something about her sculpt or her face that just doesn't sit with me. She looks like a child. Like, she
Okay.
has, like, quite young looking
She
face.
has youthful features. Yeah, she has like chubby
Yeah,
cheeks. Like she has a slim face, but there's like chubby cheeks there. She has a
Yeah,
cute face.
I think that's it. No, it's not a bad face. She just very looks very youthful.
What's wrong with being young, Raj?
I wouldn't know. Neither would you.
Fuck off.
Just me. All right, doll number
Okay.
2.
Doll number 2, Miss Platinum Hair. I actually ordered her. Remind me what the sculpt is, because I can't remember. She
Sculpt
is
is Carl.
Carl. Okay. I'm not a fan of Carl's sculpt. She's all right.
Oh, that hurt my heart. Carl is one of the best sculpts.
No,
It is
it's
one
not
of the
giving.
best.
No, I don't like her. I'll be honest with you, the only reason why I ordered her is because I've seen that she became really popular. So I got myself one in case in the future I want her, and then it's gonna be difficult to get her. So this is the only reason why I got her. But she's really basic for me. Sorry, they're like real basic. The only good thing about her is the shoes. The shoes are nice.
No, the hair. The hair is lovely. The platinum.
It's a
amazing.
platinum blonde.
The hair is
Raj.
beautiful.
So
The hair is
basic.
beautiful. All right.
Moving
Anything
on.
else you guys want to say about her? Okay.
No.
Doll number 3.
Yes.
I'm like gonna buy her on Amazon right now because I'm like looking at her and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I want this one now.
I love
Yeah.
Claudette. Claudette is my favorite. I think her sculpt is literally one of the best that Mattel has got for Barbie. She is fabulous. I love that she's got red hair. And
Yeah,
actually, one thing
100%.
that I've noticed is that there's quite a lot of black dolls with red hair from past eras of Barbies.
Yeah.
It seemed to be quite a thing back in the days to have black dolls with red hair. I mean, she's gorgeous. The screening
Do you
is...
think- Do you think that's like a marketing strategy? Like they look back at dolls with dark skin, performed well with red hair. Let's do this.
Probably. I think it is a marketing strategy. She looks stunning though. She's
I
absolutely
would say
fabulous.
she's probably for the hair, for the screening, the sculpt.
Okay. Doll number 4.
It's this basic bitch here. So, what do you think of her, Stefan?
I like the Leah sculpt. I do like Aaliyah's sculpt. I think that she looks soft. I think that she's pretty, but basic is a very great way of describing this doll to me. She's not doing a ton for me. There's nothing screaming, put this doll in your collection.
Yeah,
No.
I agree. I am
Doll number
partial
She's
to
5.
boring.
Ginger. No, I think,
Boring.
yeah, I think that the hair makes such a big difference. Like I love the redhead, and the freckles are a nice touch as well.
She's still so boring. She's so boring.
All right.
She's so
So
pretty.
Barbie Basics number 5.
She's very
She's
pretty.
cute. She's cute.
Why is her head so big?
Does she have a
Like,
big head?
Yeah, she looks like she has a huge head.
The hair. The
I
hair
think
is
it's
really
the hair. Yeah, I think it's
Mm.
the hair. Her high ponytail, it seems like it's adding volume to her head.
Yeah.
big.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is she the
But
Kirby?
yeah, she has a curvy body. She has a Heidi face sculpt.
I'm not familiar
Yeah,
with
she's
Heidi,
pretty.
if I'm honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Is it the Heidi Klum sculpt? Maybe I don't know.
No. She was one of the looks. Barbie's the one with the pink outfit. She
Okay,
was black
okay,
with braids. Black with braids.
okay,
I
okay,
like
great.
her. I really like her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say she's probably my second favorite out of
Yeah, she's pretty.
She looks. Darren's got a few of these as well, and they had quite a lot of problems as well.
All right. So, what are your guys' overall thoughts on this collection?
I actually like the collection. It's a very good way of introducing collectors to a very loved release of the past. And yeah, there are a couple of misses for me in this lot, but again, not everybody can be a winner. And speaking of losers, Raj, what do you think of this?
I actually quite like it. I think it's a nice palette. I think it's a good reset for the look line. I think it's a shame that they had to meld two different lines together to create this, but I think that they've done justice to the look line in general, and I'm glad that there's a variation of skin tones and body types. I think that they could do more. I'd love to see a Ken in one of these as well, but I don't know if that's part of...
Is it the end of Barbie looks?
Yeah, I think that they could just condense Barbie looks into Barbie Basics, because to me they give very much the same idea. I personally would love to see them refine the made to move body. I think that's really just like my biggest complaint is I'm just looking at these articulated joints and they just look they're just so distracting to me. I really wish that they would just refine that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know that you like the pivotal body, Naomi. I also really like the pivotal bodies. I wish that we would see more of those. And
we will see any of those.
Right. I would like to see maybe a curvy pivotal, a short pivotal, a tall pivotal. That would be really fun to see too.
I think I will say that I wish Mattel did something similar to IT in that they sold made-to-move bodies by themselves. I'm so ashamed of the amount of plastic wheelchairs that I have in my trash because I want the made-to-move body, and I hate throwing that out and wasting that. And also, it's just not a very good look for people collecting my trash.
But I'm not being funny. I think they are actually going to do that. I think that's what these kits are going to be for. And I think that's what we're going with this. I think they probably have realized there's an influx of tennis player dolls being sold. Not because people like the tennis player doll, but because they use it for a deal, for example.
Yeah, they're realizing that people are buying a whole doll for a very specific piece, which is just, again, terrible for the environment. Let's be sustainable. Let's offer fashion packs. Let's offer shoes and swappable bodies to give collectors really what they're looking for.
Agreed. So our next segment is about the Barbie movie and Barbie core. I feel like nowadays Barbie is so synonymous in marketing. There was a huge marketing campaign about Barbie, and I feel like it's ignited something and a bit of a Barbie renaissance in products and things that you can buy. So I was curious to know what your favorite Barbie core piece was, or what your favorite Barbie core moment was.
My personal favorite, like, Barbie core moment was when Valentino released their Pink PP collection in 2022. It was like that gorgeous fuchsia, like super bold fuchsia runway with all of the
Beautiful.
models just like decked out in head to toe fuchsia, the same color. And I feel like that's really what just set the fuchsia trend. And it was just in perfect alignment with the promotion of the Barbie movie. So I thought it was fun. It was perfect.
I think for me, in a very basic way,
Of course, basic.
of
No
course,
need.
as always, it would have to be the red carpet looks that Margot Robbie wore during the presentation
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Barbie film.
Mm-hmm. That was
And
fun.
they were iconic. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you're aware, in Italy at the moment, I think in Italy and in Spain, they are releasing these magazines, these Barbie magazines with these iconic pieces of Barbie fashion
Oh,
Mhm.
yes.
by RBA publishing company. And they are literally reliving all these iconic eras of Barbie. And I think, the fact that Margot Robbie wore most of those beautiful pieces is just iconic. So that is something that I feel is my
It
signature
was such
Barbie
a
core.
treat. It was like such a
Yeah.
treat for like Barbie fans to see her like in like their favorite Barbie's like outfit. You know what I mean? It was
How
exciting.
Yeah.
beautiful is she? How gorgeous is the woman? Like,
Stunning.
Yeah.
I know. I think we look very much alike, me and her. So I can totally relate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need a moment where there's that like cricket sound
Click, 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 click,
because
click.
yeah. No, I think it's the pride around Barbie that really gets me. Just people being unapologetically Barbie core, which I love. I have seen some strangeness on TikTok where people are just like pink everything, pink food, but I just love that people are embracing the Barbiness of this moment in time. There was a Barbie exhibition in London. If you had a chance to go, I know
There
Esfan
still
probably not.
is.
Is it still going?
Mhm.
It was just so wonderful to see Barbie showcased in such a way. It's such a cultural phenomenon that I think that we, especially for someone like me who's fairly new to collecting dolls, that you forget that it exists and you forget that it still has such a large presence in who she is. There's Barbies in so many different ways and means, and they showcase her really well. I think that's one for me.
You're so
Yeah.
basic.
I'm signature. I'm platinum signature. You're play lion.
Okay.
Let's just put that out there.
Moving on.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in again for another episode of Dolly Pardon, the podcast. You can find us at Dolly Pardon, the podcast on Instagram and YouTube. We always forget to mention YouTube, ladies. I don't know why. Or you can send us an email at dollypardonthepodcast@gmail.com. But if you do want to reach out for us, please, 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 where can we find you, Raj?
I'm on Instagram at House of Kismet. That's Kismet, Kisme.
You can find me on Instagram and YouTube at Plastic Poppy.
Well, you can find me, as you know, because I'm the most popular here. You can find me at House of Deluge on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Ain't nobody finding you.
Thank you so much for tuning in, people, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.